You have clicked that pile of audio gold known as the Half-Ass Podcast. And now, here's a person to say something.
But yeah, you sound solid with it.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad the investment happened. I'm hemorrhaging money. I've got 4 flights to 4 different locations in the next 4 months.
Wow.
For vacations that were planned that got canceled during COVID that all came due at once. And I'm like, oh God. I'm looking forward to all these trips, but I'm not looking forward to the lack of leftover funds after the fact. So
I'm sure the flights, like, is everything else covered and like paid from before? Or
yeah, I'm going to Nashville to see Roger Waters.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Then I'm going to Las Vegas to do Sia.
Right.
And then I'm doing Austin Music Festival.
Oh, sweet.
And now I got a friend who retired and packed up all his shit and moved to Costa Rica. So I'm going to Costa Rica.
Oh, hot damn. Yeah.
Just sight unseen. He and his wife just packed up their shit, everything.
Huh.
Well, they sold everything except one suitcase and one guitar and went.
And that'd be all right, man.
That's terrifying.
I agree. I'm still not able to envision a point in my life where I can do that. I like romanticize the idea that I'll get rid of all my, I can't see it.
Yeah. No, I tend to buy things like artwork and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm anchored down by my 11 crates of records down here. It's like I had a buddy, 20 something years ago. He moved down to the New Mexico desert to live on a reservation and learn from the shaman. So he fucking got rid of everything. Wow. And I was right. Yeah. Like he dumped some shit on us and he converted his car. He took the passenger seat and like removed it and then like cut out the back seat where that half seat was and basically laid it out so that he had a bed right there. So that when he was making the big drive out to the desert, he could just pull over and sleep. And everything else he owned fit in that fucking Pontiac.
Wow.
And off to the desert he went.
Yeah. No, I envision a retirement of long-term rentals and summertime in Idaho, and that's about as creative as I get. But as soon as I retire, I'm never fucking shoveling snow ever again. I don't care what it costs me.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. Because we were down when we were just in Myrtle Beach, like you drive down that strip and every 4th fucking house or thing on stilts is for sale. So I pulled up an app and it was literally you drive down the road and you could click on everything you were passing by that was for sale, like condos on your right, little stilt houses on the left. And I was like, man, could I get down to like 2 cases of records and bring my guitar and maybe my dog and just, a stilt house right by the beach. We can go out in the morning and walk on the sand, take his little shits. It was sounding pretty good to me.
Yeah. There's something about simplification with age that's a nice opportunity.
I said my buddy doing that in the desert. Like I was at a point in my life, I was like 21 or some shit where I was like really trying to consider jumping aboard and going out with him. But it was just like, I got stuff.
Yeah, I got a thing going on over here. My life is
See all these CDs. Who's going to take care of them?
That's right. All these 8 tracks. They're going to be priceless soon.
There's a whole shelf full of CDs.
Yeah,
they'll just be sitting there.
Like poor old Commission is stack of 4K DVDs or whatever he's got going on there.
Oh, I know, and that's actually the exact thought I got. It's like, man, I'm glad I started going the other direction on some of that. I'd still like to get rid of some of the records, but man. Yeah, I do feel weighted down by shit when I look around here.
You know, it's really weird. Yeah, we liquidated once and moved into a different house, a bigger house, and now it's full of things like furniture instead of things like shit. Still only sleep in one bed at a time, right?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Every time I think about getting rid of something, it's like, get rid of my guitar. Why would I do that? I don't. Get rid of my bass.
I don't need all this brewing equipment. Oh yeah, I do. What am I talking about?
I know. Like, if I do that, then I got to go back to bottling, and that fucking sucks. I got to keep the kegs.
It's really these first world problems are really important for us to work through.
Right. Yeah. Where my problem is I have like 6 guitars and a bass, and they're just, I don't got nowhere to put all of my cool shit. It's just too much cool shit for me.
Everyone appreciated my shit as much as I do. I could display it better.
Well, right. That's what half of them are. I just mounted like the U hooks on the wall and just hung the guitars and basses right on the fucking wall. Like, okay, now you're decoration too.
I learned something cool. My dad's a musician and he's still alive. And I was talking to him the other day, the first time since whatever. And I told him I was going to Nashville. He's like, well, make sure you go to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Kind of, yeah. It's like Football Hall of Fame, like jock straps and dirty socks. Don't turn me on. But
Don
like,
Williams jock strap.
He's like, yeah, well, I played an instrument in there. It's on display.
Oh,
because he's a relatively well-connected bluegrass musician, and
okay. Well,
he
cool.
came up during the last part of the golden age of all that shit, and he and Josh Graves from Jimmy Martin's original Foggy Mountain band were super tight, and so Josh would come and play with him, play around him, come to festivals, and he'd let him. Josh would let him play. My dad would get to play with this Josh Graves stuff.
That's awesome.
So it's in the Country Music Hall of Fame. So I'll have to take a picture of that and text it to him if he can read it from a text. He doesn't even have an iPhone 6.
Yeah. Flip phone. It says JPG file. What do I do?
JPEGs. I don't want no Japanese stuff on my phone.
Yeah, it's gonna make it go all haywire. Get it off of there.
Yeah, I bought him and my mom phones years ago because they were irresponsible with me being able to catch up with them.
Right.
So now they have the same phones I bought for them years ago, and they don't use them, and they don't stay charged, and they don't check them. So
right.
It's like, well, thanks for costing me $2,000 and a monthly fee for you to do nothing with that goddamn phone.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Old people, am I right?
I can't wait to be one. Well,
yeah.
I can wait, but I'm getting there faster every minute.
Right. Yeah. It's super. Like everybody thinks I'm so much older than I am. It's painful because people always ask you how long you got till retirement? When I tell them fucking 20 something years, bro, like, really? Like, how old are you?
Yeah.
Not fucking 56, man. Okay. So
I'm not ready to die yet. Yeah.
God damn. Like we had a clerk in another office where I worked, and he was bald and would grow a beard too, but he was like 20 something years older than me. And a couple people came in and fucking mistaked me for him. Like, dude's he's like a stage 3 alcoholic. Like, come on, man. He's not even wearing the 60 something well. Like, that was a rough week. Like, fuck. They thought I was him. They thought I was a 63-year-old alcoholic. Like, what am I doing?
What am I doing in my life as I look around? What am I doing with my life?
Fuck.
Yeah, I made the mistake of working full time in my field when I was still in college.
Oh,
so I got like an extra 5 years of experience onto my age. So by the time I had a bachelor's degree, I was ready to apply for mid-level jobs, sort of speaking.
Right.
And so that's kind of carried on. So yeah, the place I'm at now, I've been year 24.
Damn.
And I only got to get to the rule of 90, right? Your years of service plus age have to equal 90.
Oh, so, okay.
I'm a year 23 and
okay,
49. So I got eight plus years to go.
Wow.
So
I've never heard this 90 before. That's crazy.
All the civil service jobs have something like that after they got away from a 30 and out perspective.
That was just like, whoa, if somebody starts at 20, then fuck, we're paying these guys out.
They have those goddamn auto workers. My dad was an auto worker and he had a bunch of bros did that. They didn't go to Vietnam. They stayed and worked, and they went in at 20 and got out at 51, and got 45 years of UAW retirement.
That's insane. Yeah, we've got a John Deere plant here. So
okay, yeah.
There's a lot of that. A lot of like you could do like it's a thing around, how's that old guy at the bar every day? Like, he's a John Deere guy. He retired back when that meant something.
Yeah.
Like pension and shit. Like workers were my God. You believe it? There used to be a standard of living in this fucking country.
Yeah, you could actually work full time, or one person could work full time and you could raise 3 kids.
Yeah. That's what my buddy always talked about. He's just a few years older than me, but he was like, hey, when I was a kid, all you needed was a job. He's like, my dad worked at the gas station. He's like, that was enough for a family of 5. Like, it was, he had a job as long as you're working. And I was like, oh shit, you better be doing well.
Yeah. It was fucking hilarious. I mean, when my parents were together, he was an auto worker and she was a waitress.
Damn.
And they're fucking rolling around in, brand new Caprice Classics and full size pickup trucks. And then of course in the 70s and 80s, it was the full size conversion van.
Oh yes.
So I rolled into college as a freshman, and every time there was a party to be had, I would borrow my dad's conversion van.
Oh yeah.
And it got converted all right.
Cult. Yeah. Don't fear the Reaper.
But it's a different time for sure. I mean, like we're hiring people at my job, we bring them in at a wage that they can't even afford rent, let alone to buy a house.
Oh, I know. It's so painful.
It's like, this state service thing is good once you're in, or if you're in a long time, but starting out, you just gotta pay your dues, and the opportunity for any changes in employee compensation are pretty few and far between.
But I mean, what really shocks me though is in this country, if somebody actually gets something that helps them out, like the level of resentment that people have over that is just mind-boggling. Well, I didn't get that. Like, well,
yeah,
that sucks. Why wouldn't that have been great if you got that too?
I was miserable. I'm so glad you're not. That's what we should have, right?
No, it's, I had to have a fucking fist in my ass. Why didn't you have to have one? You better have to have one, or I'm going to go fucking make sure you have to have one.
I'm going to vote for Trump again. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Because fuck you guys. This
student loan forgiveness thing is going to be, I think it's going to backlash on the federal parties. I don't think it's going to be young people don't vote.
Well, I don't know. This fucking
women
next generation coming
though.
Through. They're gonna have to start. I mean, I've been pushing this shit on my kid for over 10 years, and it's funny. In the last few, she's old enough now where she fucking gets it. But I've been telling her forever, like, dude, you're female. Whatever you do, you got to do 1.25 of that to even get half the consideration of the dude over there, because he's just a nondescript white guy who like wears a tie. So that puts him ahead of you. The tie.
Yeah, like, what a terrible thing. I mean, I can't imagine being a woman. I've always thought that.
Oh, I know. And like I said, I've been trying to push that home to her for a while, that it's nice and you're growing up and everybody tells you that you're all equal and everything, but you're not. You don't get paid equal. You don't get treated equal. Like, you need to be on guard for this.
Well, why don't you pack another one? Because I got to go to the dorm fridge over here and try and find where I put my beer. This place is... Oh my God, the ceiling is let's see, I'm 5'10", so the ceiling is probably 6'2".
Okay.
And the doors drag against the floor. There's the toilet is against the wall in the bathroom.
Love it.
So you got to side angle that fucker. And
I'm sold.
The doors let air in, and it's 98 degrees outside, and the air conditioner is just a window air conditioner. And
ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Metal Hitter.
It's a good thing I travel with koozies.
I am not surprised. Not even a little.
Not at all. Yeah, he could be probably the best Mormon I know. by a million miles.
I don't know. I like me a good Mormon every once and again.
As long as she has a sister.
I want to say I mentioned this to you before, but I used to live in La Crosse, few blocks from the world's largest six-pack, to throw that out there. But we had a mission house a block away from us, so we were very familiar with them coming through the neighborhood, and it was It's always a good time. Who are these guys riding down the fucking street in white shirts and ties and helmets on bicycles? Like, what?
Yep.
What the fuck? Like, we're not that there's like a real bad part of lacrosse, but it wasn't hard to find crack. I'll just say that.
Sure.
So yeah, a block from a bar where you can easily buy crack is the Mormon Mission House. So
yeah, it's kind of cool. You got to admire their commitment, if nothing else. But
I do.
We have some friends. He grew up Mormon and did the Mormon thing. Did a mission in North Carolina. It's 2 years, and
okay.
Came back, got married, had a couple kids, realized he was gay, got divorced, found someone, got married again, and we went to his wedding reception the other day, the end of July. We had a great time. It's really funny.
Wow.
Like, there's so many people, we know so many men and women both who were like forced through that culture.
Sure.
Who didn't know themselves at all. And suddenly, after they already had kids on the ground, make these dramatic life changes, which I think is pretty fantastic because I'm kind of a stability guy. I need to know what the fuck's going on.
It's impressive that they're able to do that.
Yeah.
Like I totally understand how they can get to that point and not know who they are because everything's so pre-planned. And when you buy into that, it's like, oh, well, there's no question. Here's what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 to 7 years. And
right.
It's going to be wife, kids, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm sure they never take into consideration. What if that's not how this goes? It's just, well, it's how you do it.
Yep. Luckily, I was driving today back from one of the mines, and I had no cell phone coverage, which is pretty common up here. You go for 300 miles with no cell phone coverage or whatever.
Wow.
But I was in between towns, 60 miles along a river road, so it's 45 miles an hour, so an hour and a half, 2 hours drive.
Sure.
And the only thing I had in Spotify that didn't require a wired connection was the big game. So I fucking listened to that thing like 12 times, start to finish again today.
Nice. Yeah, it struck me the other day. Actually, it's today. I was like, wait a minute. Why aren't they using that for music beds and bumps?
Well, they said they were going to the other day.
Oh, did they? Okay.
They still haven't. Yeah, they still haven't. They must be working on it.
Okay, yeah, because I started thinking, just pull the fucking vocals off and you've got music beds produced. Like, it's a twofer that makes that thing even better.
Yep. So I need some help from creative people like you. I got to pick the losers as a punishment for Kamish's fantasy bracket because I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this year since I don't give a shit. And also Joe and Bo are good and pissed off that they were in the bottom below me last year. So
and I was the fourth guy in the bottom 4 bracket. So, but I'm out of that league now. They found somebody to cover me.
Who took it?
I don't know if that was technically Yikes or if it was somebody else, but he's found a couple people for replacements. But then I just replaced that. Yeah, I'm throwing my fucking hands up this year. I gave up. I'm giving in to the fucking fantasy addiction. I have been struggling for the last 5 years to get rid of teams. I've dropped out of leagues, and every year, even the years that I've dropped a league, I wind up in more than the year before. And now I've got even more coming. And I'm just
at 6 or whatever.
I'm in more than that now. I've got 4 dynasties. Those are the ones I pay attention to.
I don't even know what a dynasty league is. You have to explain it to me.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Oh, see, this is where
Ron, stop the presses.
You want to hear about dynasty? Hold on. Let me move the microphone. Okay. So in the dynasty league, you take your roster at the end of the year. You keep the whole fucking thing. So you're coming back next year with your entire roster. The way we generally do it is it's a 3-round rookies only draft.
Okay.
Coming in, and we do it right after the NFL draft. So it's some leagues, those guys can go right to a practice squad. Some leagues you have to cut somebody to bring them aboard. but essentially that's how you repopulate your team.
And it's like a permanent cut, right? You can't trade for Aaron Rodgers today, cut him next week when he gets injured, and bring him back when he's back on the
right. If you cut a guy, you've cut the guy. But like I said, the practice squad that has some different, like most of the leagues I have, rookies you draft have a 2-year eligibility where they don't count against your roster, but you can bring them up. Usually when you bring them up from the squad to your roster, that's permanent. One league I have, they're still eligible to go back and forth. So those rules kind of change, but essentially it's you keep your entire team. You generally draft college players only. I've got a couple leagues where veterans are in there too if you want them. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. That's mostly what I play.
Well, that seems a little more rigorous and easier to manage than the goddamn 55 trades per one person fantasy league.
Honestly, yes. See, most people that I try to talk into it are like, no, that sounds too hard. It's like, no, you don't have to do all this mountain of homework over who's wherever this year in the draft. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Your teams are set. You just look at the rookies. Yeah,
because like last year I lucked into Cooper Kupp on the commissions team, right? So he's going to have another good year. Maybe not the same quality of year, but another good year. So you don't need another wide receiver. You got this,
Right.
And then maybe it's a rookie quarterback I could try and pick up and go ahead and drop the quarterback I had because I had nobody of note for quarterbacking. Now that sounds fun compared to this weekly grind of
way more
accept, reject, drop, pick up, leave, quit.
Yeah. Way more skill because you have to factor in age. You have to look at the situation they're in as far as a team, how much time they have on their contract, off the field shit. That's a big one.
Really?
The best example I can give you, we had a guy about 10 years ago in my dynasty. He drafted Justin Blackmon, Josh Gordon, and Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, all on his roster at once. And it was bang, bang, bang. Like
nobody.
There goes 3 of your hot young players. They're gone. What do you do now? So yeah. Off the field counts. I had Antonio Brown in a league or a couple of them. And I mean, he went from like a top 10 receiver to like, oh, I can cut him. He's gone
I don't need him.
Shit crazy. Yeah, I can't. He's no use if he's fucking suspended or not signed. So
that sounds interesting. Yeah, I just feel like, for a man who doesn't even really know anything about football, to have watched the Super Bowl last year was a big step up for me.
Well,
not that I dislike it or I'm judgy about it. I don't dig sports that much.
Yeah, and honestly, I used to be a big sports guy like 20 years ago. I'm basically just football now, and fantasy mainly.
Production note: if you smack your mic with a beer bottle, it does give you the hot mic red light. So,
that's fair. Duly noted. But I will say, as somebody who doesn't pay a lot of attention to football, that doesn't really matter for fantasy.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys will talk like they know all this shit. Doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. In a 1-year redraft, you throw darts and it's going to come down to injuries. You are at no worse of a position than a guy who did reams of fucking homework and wasted hours of his life.
I can't wait. I can't wait to walk over to Sia in Vegas and have him sign my prop bet at $100 for the Chiefs not to make the playoffs. Like I'm going to throw $100 on the toilet just for the sake of how much fun that's going to be.
He did say that's on tape. It's like he's a lawyer. He's got to know. That's binding. Right. Fuck.
It's funny how little I care about so much of this stuff, but it's just fun to do. Right.
Exactly.
And then I bump up against people who are just like, are you guys kidding me? I mean, you really care about this to the level that's worth staying. I mean, if I get my team set, I'm pretty proud, right? And the only reason I do is because I live in the mountain time zone. I get out of bed and get the alerts and like, oh shit, I better set my team for the day. That's the only reason I don't fuck it up. Because if I were on the East Coast where I used to be, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm giving up. I've got my 4 dynasties. Then I do my family's league every year, which is a redraft. That's the only that. I got to stop saying that. That used to be my go-to phrase. I have 4 dynasties, and my only redraft is my family league that I do every year for fun. because that is no longer the case. I got into the LFDPGI last year. Man, I'm going to pat myself on the back for getting that right. But that was a stretch for me. I literally got into that league hoping for this.
Oh, really?
I have a fantasy addiction. I say it jokingly, but it's true. About 15 years ago, I caught myself at 5:30 in the morning in a rotisserie baseball league, crunching the numbers to see if picking up Michael Bourne's stolen bases was going to be worth it for his 237 batting average.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It was like, I mean, hey, at least it wasn't like in a bathroom stall with a needle in a, like, no, but my addiction moment was just as clear to me. And I was like, I got to stop. So I quit playing fantasy baseball after that. And I've been trying to cut back on football every year to limited to poor results. And this year it's gone the other direction. I got out of the LFDPGI this year only to convert that into the CL League. I just got an email today from a buddy of mine, a league that he actually created like 18 years ago, 19 years ago, that I then took over and commissioned for the better part of a decade, has been like teetering on collapsing for years. And somehow he's back in charge of it and says, I want to keep it alive. Are you in? Like, damn it with a stick. Okay, I will. So now I'm into that one. And fuck, I think there was another one now too. I don't know. I'm just so like, I give up. I'm just going to do them. I'm going to do them all. Send them all to me.
Super. Yep. I'm playing fantasy baseball for the second time in my life this year. And I'm looking at brought up my score things now. Sure. I'm in 4th place in my division out of 6. And we've got
4th out of 6 in the division.
That's pretty bad. So they're 12 teams.
I thought you were saying overall. I was like 4th. In the division.
I'm 38 and a half games out of 1st place.
Ouchie. Okay.
And the only person I know is Timmy Franchise, who's also a Wisconsinite ball player I met through Debro.
Okay.
That's the only person I know on this whole thing. And there's all sorts of Connie people over there, which is funny because Idaho's populated by full of Wisconsinites.
Really?
Second only to Ohioans. Yeah.
Why the shit?
Because Wisconsin fucking sucks to live in because of the bugs.
Okay, but I had a buddy just moved back out to South Dakota, and he came back a couple weeks ago, and he was
South Dakota sucks dick.
That was the long and short of what he said. Yes. There ain't no trees. Everything's brown. It's all dirt. It's fucking windy. It's hot. The sun pelts down and fucking fries you into submission. It's terrible.
Now that Colorado's ruined,
right?
Idaho's all that's left, and you've got maybe 8 years to get to Idaho before it's a fucking shit show as well.
Okay.
They're coming into the west side of the state, Boise, from California and Oregon and Nevada.
Oh, sure.
And then they're coming into my part.
If they're smart, they are.
They're coming into my part from Utah, Colorado, South Dakota.
So what you're saying is everybody's moving away from the dry deserty areas?
We're like the banana belt. Yeah, whenever climate change gets extra bad, we're going to have we've shifted our season by about 2 months early. So we're the snows that used to come at Thanksgiving now come
in January.
Now come in January.
Yeah.
And
I've been saying that for years here.
And the rains that used to come in May come in July now. Like our baseball team's been rained out 3 times this year.
Right.
And I went 7 years where they didn't have to roll the tarp out on the field.
Really?
Yeah.
See, there's enough. I mean, you could. It's anecdotal, but I can point everything I can point to. Yeah. I said back in my day when I was a youth with a glove. Middle of March, I would be out in the street throwing baseballs into 4-foot high snowdrifts that the plow had pushed over. It's like, this is perfect. And I'd throw the baseball into the fucking snow, and then it was my catcher, and I'd go get it. And because spring training was going. Now when spring training's going, I'm mowing my fucking lawn because it's growing.
Why can't we put this in our stuff? Because it's not patented or copyrighted.
It's not?
Well, it might be, but we have 6 listeners.
Oh, true. Who's gonna? And that's the great thing. It's every time I go to somebody, like, I can't remember what we were going to do. Oh, it was the draft. And I wanted to use the ESPN draft sound. So I messaged an old buddy of mine who I worked at the radio station with. And was an AM guy. And then he ended up having his own show, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, hey, Bob, we're going to do this. I'm going to speed it up and like pitch shift it so that it's not the same. Like, do you think I'm all right? And he's like, does anybody actually listen to you? It's like, okay, fair point. He's like, yeah, no, don't worry. Like, if ESPN hears about it, that's probably better for you. Just no, put it in there. Don't worry about it.
Get a cease and desist letter and publish a shit out of that.
Oh yeah, that would be like a super win for me.
Yeah.
Like,
JT Daly sends Ron a hate mail.
Yeah, they heard my shit.
Yeah. And they were offended.
Awesome. Yeah, right. That's even better. That's that Andy Kaufman bonus.
That's right.
You're a couple years older than me. Were you, did you catch the show Fridays back in the day?
Fridays.
Would have been a Friday night sketch comedy, kind of a Saturday Night Live knockoff. Would have been.
I don't think so. I didn't really become aware. I didn't have any sort of cable till I didn't have cable until college. I didn't have any cable until 90.
Well, it would have been over the air though.
Yeah, no, we had Superhost on the UHF channel, like the local person who did the UHF movies. The movie things.
Oh yeah.
Then we had Then we had the three other major networks is all we had. So
right. Well, this would have been ABC or something.
Oh no, I totally missed it then.
It was a sketch comedy show, I think 79, 80, and 81. But I've been watching it on one of the free apps lately, and it's just been magnificent. Like Michael Richards, Larry David. Like
is that why the other day? Because the other day some guy was trending who was doing the Michael Richards stuff from the set from that show. Yeah.
Oh really? No, I didn't see that. It's been real enjoyable to go through. Because they start with Carter, 79. Yep. But you're coming into the election, which I didn't even realize fucking Ted Kennedy primaried Carter.
Yeah.
I did not know that until this sketch comedy show. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, well, no wonder Chappaquiddick was a fucking deal. So, yeah. And then you transition into fucking Reagan. It's amazing to watch. They do a Rocky Horror Picture Show knockoff with Ronald Reagan.
Really?
Oh yeah, like the full Republican Party. Like it's some of the shit they did is amazing, highly underrated.
Excellent.
And the musical guest, unbelievable.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to have to give some of that a time. I'm really bad at the streaming. I got to tell you, like that's my old age showing is like this hotel I'm staying in now. They don't have live TV, right? All you can do is sign on your own account and stream shit.
Okay.
I want to watch the fucking news because I need to know if my house is going to burn down.
Yeah, right. That's a thing that you're going to want to be up on.
And so I just been doing extra work all week long because I get back from outside and go get some food and come back. It's like, well, I got nowhere to be till 7:30 tomorrow morning. I better do something because I can't watch any live TV and I don't know any of my passwords either for streaming. So there's that. Right?
What am I watching it on? It's not Pluto. It's the other one. Tubi.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, totally free. You don't need to log in. Get on Tubi and fucking look up Fridays.
I'll do that.
Oh my God, the musical guests, like I said, the Cars are on there like 3 or 4 times. Devo is the same. Some of these acts that they had, there's Tom Petty. Some of them were fucking nobodies when they got them. Like when the Stray Cats were on there. I guess when the Stray Cats were on, they put a scroll on the screen and basically said, hey, these guys aren't signed. So if you're interested, here's a number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they got signed. So apparently that's how the Stray Cats happened.
Yep.
But yeah, it was based in LA instead of New York. So it was definitely check it out. It should be in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'll do that. That sounds, but I don't even think I've ever even seen any references to it. So I'm definitely going to have to work on checking that out. Evidently, we're going to have a recording on Saturday or Sunday.
I did see some kind of message with that, but like I said, I haven't. I've just been seeing my phone ding.
I ain't doing a fucking drove along on a Sunday night. I am not going to work hungover.
Yeah.
I mean, I can also not drink, I suppose. I mean, I could be an adult.
I was going to say that, but I didn't know if that was really an option for either of us.
I could set the over under at 1.5.
Maybe we need to be a little more aggressive than that.
Yeah. Or
like 3.5.
How about 2.5 hard liquor only?
Ooh, I like that. That's a fucking curveball.
Yeah, rather than the multiplier of the half a drink multiplier for a shot, just do it's exclusively hard liquor. And if you can't hang, don't hang.
Yeah, if you're talking about 6.5 beers, I don't know. I think 3 shots is. I'd pour 3 ounces of bourbon over some ice and just sip it while we do the thing. I can do that.
That work. Yeah.
Fucking A.
So no, I'm sometimes I'm amazed at my prodigious alcohol consumption. It's going to haunt me someday, but
It's impressive.
I have medical monitoring every year, and it never catches up to me yet. So so be it.
Well, it's also a stress reliever. So tension's a fucking killer, man.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta raise your blood pressure by alcohol, not stress.
Relax it. Just I'm chill. A little release the tension. Like,
luckily,
struggling.
I need a little Ron help. Also, this is my second time appealing to Ron help. It should be a segment. We should have like a segment. Ron help.
Yeah. Ask Ron.
Ron's tips. Sage advice from Ron, or just sage advice from Ron. We could like insert any other. We could do like an crew Eastern member.
Kind of like there you go. More fucking donut copy. I love it. Because who wouldn't want to hit up Goods for some advice?
Oh man, I can't wait to bury that fucker in a gigantic rich casino in Vegas in 3 weeks. That's gonna be so much fun.
See, the problem is last time when him and Steak were annihilated, that's what I wanted. Right. Yeah. He needs somebody competent there to work the technology while he's inebriated. Then we've got our show.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you can be sober enough to function a device, I think Goods getting hammered is just cha-ching. That's going to be content.
But I need to my need for Ron advice is I'm going to Vegas and I need to get me some edibles.
So milligram count is your friend here. That's what you really want to determine.
I think so, because I'm not sure what my tolerance is anymore.
Exactly. So you want to get the smallest milligram count you can get.
Lots and lots of them.
If you can find 5s, I've got some 10 milligrams over here that for me, it doesn't, I got to eat a handful.
Yeah.
I don't know if they go lower than that, but I would recommend trying to find a 5 if you can. Get a handful of those. That would be, that's what I would say. Small milligram doses, and you can always just eat 15 if they.
Yeah, that's the way to go. You can't uneat anything, but you can always eat more. Yeah.
Right. So you do the 5, and you maybe, like I said, you go hit the bar and you see how you feel, and if you get back and that was all right, then maybe tomorrow you eat some more of them.
Idaho Falls only does this Allegiant flight on Mondays and Fridays, so I'm flying down Monday to Monday. Right. So I got 7 legit days down there, and
it'll be fun.
I'm staying for free, so it's okay. But
fuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have well, you can stay for free too. Come to Vegas, Ron. We'll put you up.
We got condos down that's there. Always been a thing I have wanted to do.
Come down. We'll bring everybody who's at least. I think a 17-year-old could appreciate it, but certainly anybody legal could appreciate it.
Oh, for sure.
But anytime you want to come, just give me enough warning to get you a place.
I would actually love to. I've heard the flights out there are dirt cheap.
They are. Do you have Allegiant out of where the nearest airport, Madison, or?
It sounds familiar enough. I got Madison and Milwaukee are the two.
Well, I've got the app right here.
Oh well,
stand by.
God damn, I will.
I have like a whole
standing by.
I have a whole shit ton of stuff related to travel. Like that's all I worry about is I'm all about my next experience. I got nothing.
See, man, I love that too, because literally, I mean, my dance trips are it for travel for me.
Yeah, that's not awesome.
I love hearing this shit from people, and you get tips on here's how you navigate this, and you want to save $20 over here, you do that. And
yep. Give me some towns. Milwaukee. Milwaukee
is a couple hours from here.
I was never an Alice Cooper fan, but after he was on that show, I was like, oh, Alice Cooper isn't so bad. I like his music now.
Yeah, right. It was like, yeah, that definitely cooled him up in my book.
Let's see here. Oh, God.
Interesting fact. Milwaukee is the only major American city to have 3 socialist mayors.
So this airline, this Allegiant airline, they charge, like, everything is a la carte, right? So you you buy your plane ticket, and if you buy your plane ticket online, it costs you $10 extra. If you buy your
$10 online fee, sure.
And also if you buy it in person, they waive that. So there's this, but you got to find the place, right? Then would you like a carry-on bag? Well, that's $35. Would you like a personal item? That's for free, unless you don't have a carry-on, in which case then it's $10. And if you want a checked bag, it's like $45. So they just
fuck.
And you want a seat? Oh, the seats. The reserve a seat is $35 per leg, no matter what.
And seat belt? That's
no, just a seat.
Extra.
I mean, you get a boarding pass that just kind of like cattle calls it, like Southwest Airline does.
I mean, shit.
Let's just see what your price is right now to come see me in Vegas.
Fucking A.
Quad Cities to Las Vegas. Let's pick a month out. We'll pick September 22nd.
Sure.
Through September 25th. So just a long weekend. Just a weekend in Vegas.
Okay.
We'll search that fucker out. You're looking at $106.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
My God. I could drive down to the Quad Cities, drop $100, fly to Vegas. You have lodging covered.
Yeah.
So it'd literally be drinks and food.
Yep. Well, sorry, that was the first leg. The second leg is $89. So you're sitting at $191.
Another
$191
$100. Well, I'm out now. That just priced it right out.
$191
for the round trip. Oof. Fuck weekend. I did that had never occurred to me that you could fly out for the weekend.
Yeah, Allegiant's business model is this: they come to your place twice a week, and you can do any iteration of those flights.
Sure.
Monday to Friday, Monday to Monday, Friday to Friday, Friday to Monday, whatever you want to do.
Sure.
They tend to be not on time a lot, and they tend to be later in the evenings when you're arriving in Vegas. So your first day is just ruined with travel.
All right. So,
but it's also a 24/7 town, so who gives a fuck?
Oh, true. So Friday's fucked. But what? You'd still go out though. I mean, it's not
of course you would.
Yeah.
Okay. You go out and hit it so hard you got all miserable and hungover on Saturday.
Right.
And go out Saturday evening anyway.
All of Saturday until about dusk.
Yeah. Then you go out and do it all again. I mean, the place I stay that Joe's going to meet me at is right on South Las Vegas Boulevard. Free shuttles to downtown.
Sure.
There's a bar across the street that has a casino and 24/7 food, of course.
God.
2 miles from South Point, which is a really cool family casino if you want to bring the fam and do some, spa days and that sort of stuff.
Wow.
But there's no way in hell why you're not out here at least twice a year.
If
you're mobile enabled, get the Allegiant app because you can do the scheduling and they give you the pricing right there on the spot.
Okay.
And it's like it's under $200 for every flight. And then depending on how committed you need to be to seating and checked baggage is where the price they kind of gouge you.
Right. So I'm paying $35 to carry one or $45 to check one. Yeah. At that stage, I'm going to pay the $35 because I'm not $10 to fuck and then have to sit there and find the fuck that.
Yeah.
It's coming with me. Like you said, I'll roll up 3 T-shirts. I mean, shit. Weekend?
Yep.
That fits in a backpack, man. I'm a dude. Hookers and blow. Here we go.
There you go. I mean, it's if you only get to go to Las Vegas once in your life, it's very disappointing. If you get to go to Las Vegas all the time, it's really a lot of fun.
Yeah. Some people still have that like mystique attached to it where it's like, oh, you go to Vegas. I think it, like you said, if you approach it more as like, no, here's how you work the Vegas scene. A, B, and C, lodging, food, drinks. And like, once you know how to navigate the whole thing, then it just like becomes a $200 weekend trip. I mean, fuck. What would that cost me in gas to drive?
Where's your nearest casino? Is it probably a reservation somewhere in Wisconsin?
Oh no, Joe's actually been to my nearest casino. He's referenced it on the pod, but gets so hammered that he doesn't remember referencing it. Diamond Joe.
Okay.
In Dubuque, right down the road, like 40 miles in Iowa. Yeah.
Do they have card games too, or is it just all slots?
Yeah. Oh no, they've got. Yeah. I've almost been thrown out of there for calling my cards.
Oh, it's funny because Idaho has, well, I don't know, 15 tribal nations, and they're all allowed to have.
Okay.
They have anything they want, but they can't have card games.
Really?
They're only games of chance. So it's slots.
An odd place to draw the line, isn't it?
It seems to be odd, but Idaho's very. I mean,
brokers
it's very Mormon,
a deal,
right? Yeah, you know, so they restricted as best they could. For a while, they had parimutuel
stuff, but
for a while there was parimutuel gaming on horse races.
Oh,
and that was a loophole they found, and that got closed. And we lost like 8 different really cool restaurants in our little part of the world. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So, well, it's a pee break time. Do you care to have a break, or do you need to just leave and go do your life?
Oh no, man! I was cleaning the driveway. No, fuck that. Let's take a leak in unison and
Excellent.
And regroup, because I think this is going well, and I may use some of this shit.
Excellent. We shall mute and stop videos because I don't know how this hotel room works.
Will the dynamic duo execute the simul urination without incident? What about drippage? Will there be a part 2? And if so, what will they talk about? Stay tuned for Half-Ass Podcast episode 26 to find out.